6 days to Survivor Series with the final chance to build up the intrigue for the Elimination Chamber concept with the Raw brand for perhaps the first time since the brand split started in April, is set to have the highest profile match on a pay-per-view with the major selling points in recent months all coming from the SmackDown side and Rock Hogan Angle Taker and Lesnar matches, hoping that the record gate at the Garden will also translate to boosted pay-per-view buys with the company perhaps more than any other match or performer is building the mystery around the new cage structure as the major selling point of the event, opening with Jericho and Christian defending the tag titles against Kane and Van Dam with Raw in a drastic contrast to last Thursday's SmackDown opening with its highest viewership since the WWE name change already at the 6 million viewers range, opening at 3.7 million viewers for the tag match going 9 minutes in the lowest Raw opening in years, with the repercussions of the number potentially coming on Sunday with a chance for the company to shake things up on the Raw brand following a major pay-per-view heading into 2003, with one of the unlikely names who was targeted to do it following the brand split in Steve Austin, getting another stamp on his recent departure from the company with almost all news stories and references to his name being deleted from the company website during the week, including his name being taken out of the archive search in his chat and personal website links deleted from the roster pages of Raw, coming weeks after the first Austin McMahon meeting since the walkout took place in an hotel room in Houston on September 30th and perhaps an attempt to sway the public into thinking that he's not coming back in the near future. While internally Austin's name is reportedly included in the plans for the top matches for WrestleMania 19 including one suggestion being the first Austin vs Steiner match, with Raw after the year-low opening quarter picking up during the hour but with the viewers total still at an over 4-year low with a gain of 600,000 viewers throughout, first with a show-long attempt of establishing Jericho as a serious contender to win the title in the Chamber with him laying out Van Dam and Kane for the finish along with turning on Christian backstage, followed by a Jeff Hardy vs Lance Storm match and a Terry Victoria angle building up to the Trish vs Victoria hardcore match on Sunday, before closing the first hour averaging 4.1 million viewers with D'Lo Brown vs Batista with plans to elevate Batista accelerating in recent weeks including the first hint for the planned Four Horsemen-like faction on Raw with Flair meeting him backstage before the match. Shawn Michaels' final selling promo to his first world title match since WrestleMania 1998 opened Raw's second hour, saying that he is going to debut the Elimination Chamber concept just as he did by working the first ladder Ironman and Hell in a Cell matches in company history, with Michaels in a massive change to his previous character downplaying his chances to win the match to build it up as a major upset with him saying that he's no longer the showstopper he was in his prime before the injury, setting up a confrontation with Triple H with the Michaels Hunter segment only picking up slightly with less than a 100,000 viewers gain at the top of the hour, but due to the slow start with a 3.4 rating and over 4.3 million viewers making it the most watched full quarter of the night, and if the peak for the Michaels promo looked to be the start of possible momentum for the broadcast for the rest of the show, the second hour following the segment dropped sharply throughout to average 3.9 million viewers, not only making it a rare situation where the first hour was more watched than the second, but also the first time the second hour of the show dropped below the 4 million viewers range in almost 5 years since competing against the close to 6 million viewers audience watching Nitro at its peak run in early '98, with the in-house competition between the brands also almost setting records with massive contrast between Raw on the night dropping to its lowest rated show since December '97 to SmackDown last Thursday drawing its most watched show in 7 months, including among the biggest viewership gaps in history during both shows' second hours with close to 6.2 million viewers watching on SmackDown to less than 4 million on tonight's Raw. with Scott Steiner, while still not being officially advertised, is set to make his TV debut on Sunday. A Steiner cover story was hyped by King and JR for Saturday's Confidential a day before the event, with Steiner after negotiations between the companies saw him being taken off the upcoming World Wrestling All-Stars Tour in Europe, which was scheduled to see him headlining as the top champion in the promotion. Is set to work exclusively as a WWE performer from now on with the company in return for getting out of the Steiner deal, sending Perry Saturn and Godfather to work the European tour in his place, with Raw next seeing Eric Bischoff hyping the reveal of the Elimination Chamber structure while giving the rules for the match, set to guarantee it going over 20 minutes while building up tomorrow night's Super Tuesday TV special as Raw's first ever show on network television, along with a more detailed look at the Chamber with a reveal of the new cage built up as one of the big attractions for the pay-per-view, in addition to setting up competitive intrigue between the brands, on which main event draws a bigger audience, with the Raw side putting on a 10-man tag match with most of the top players on the brand, while SmackDown have a Benoit, Eddie and Edge three-way match, with Raw's second hour continuing to struggle entering the final quarter, with both quarters between 10:30 to 11 p.m. averaging a 2.9 rating and 3.6 million viewers to make it the lowest rated and least watched half-hour of Raw in over 4 years. Triple H vs Booker T was placed to close the Survivor Series build-up on Raw, with Hunter after growing criticism in and out of the company for his dominance of the Raw brand to declining numbers in what is set to further escalate following the shock number tonight, adding more fuel to the fire last Thursday with him in an interview with a Cincinnati newspaper promoting Raw on the night, saying that he's the world champion on the brand because he's the best character on the show and already found his niche as a performer, unlike some of the new recruits who are still finding their way, while listing Lesnar, Edge and Benoit as 3 opponents he wants to work with in the future, with Hunter vs Booker going 5 minutes, crossing past 11 p.m. for the finish to close the lowest rated Raw in 5 years at a 3.1 overall rating, and massive concern for the company, with hopes that the 4 million viewers mark is the bottom of the recent decline until the expected New Year bump, getting perhaps the only relatively positive sign on the night, with the 6-minute overrun mostly featuring a 6-way brawl between all the Chamber participants gaining 800,000 viewers to peak at 3.5 rating with 4.4 million viewers, raising the stakes for next Monday to rebound strong, with the combination of the potential Steiner debut and almost guaranteed post-major pay-per-view curiosity bump coming off the Chamber match.
Triple H, Booker T, Van Dam, Kane, Jericho, Shawn Michaels, Elimination Chamber.